Alex lifted his drink, smiling big like he ruled everything. To Sarah, our family's desk flyer. Everyone burst out laughing. All the faces at the table looked at me, smiling, happy with the fun. They had no idea about the smoky smell that sticks in your hair after a tough flight. They didn't know the cries of guys needing help when a chopper crashes. And they really didn't know who Ghost Flyer was. I grinned back anyway, 'cause staying quiet felt safer than spilling the beans. But that evening, as their laughs bounced around the yard, I made a promise to myself. Next time they tease me, I won't keep my mouth shut. My name is Sarah Thompson, and that was the final summer I let folks think being quiet meant being weak. The laughs spread through the yard, cozy and known, the type that usually feels good. But that evening, each giggle stung like a sharp poke. Alex was sharing his tale again. Something about true soldier rules and being tough in the head. The words floated like heavy fog, thick and hard to breathe. Nobody glanced at me, not even to be nice. They didn't need to. Everyone had their idea of who I was. I sat there, my fingers still holding a drink can so chilly it hurt. The can bent a bit from how tight I squeezed, but nobody saw. Maybe they forgot I was even there. Maybe that made things simpler. The Thompson family way. Big talks, bigger boasts. No spot for quiet types like me, and quiet had always been safer than the real story. When Alex lifted his drink to his dad, Captain Thomas Thompson, pride glowed on the older guy's face. I watched them, dad and son, so alike in their bold ways and loudness. For a second, I thought if this family ever had room for someone who didn't need cheers to show her value. The salty scent hit me before I knew I'd headed to the shore. The laughs got quieter behind me, swapped for the boom of waves on the sand. I stood there without shoes, the water nipping at my feet, and whispered a promise to myself. Someday the quiet that hid me would shatter. Not mad, but with the facts. I grew up near the ocean where folks thought 3 things held a family tight. Stay hush, work a lot, and never step over the edge. I'd already smashed all 3 before I hit 25. In our little town, my Uncle Thomas's name stood for power, awards, and tales guys share after lots of drinks. He was the big hero. Alex. His boy was next in line for that fame. And me, the girl who pilots planes, was the nice extra thought, the quick mention in their chats. They loved chatting about brave folks, but never to the one right at the table. I let them. Words could be risky when your real story was marked secret. Still, some nights the old thoughts sneaked in like rising water, the control area lighting up red, the radio buzzing with fear. We're stuck here. Ghost Flyer, do you hear? And my own voice replying calm and soft. Hear you. I'm not ditching you. Weeks after, back at the spot, my boss talked low, almost not wanting to. Captain Thomas, Thompson owes you for his guys' lives. He knows it was you. I stopped cold. So that was the fact right under their noses. The guy who built Alex's pride high had once been saved by me. For real, he knew. He'd picked quiet for his boy, for his rep. Maybe to keep the family legend going. But I paid the price. That evening, sitting with my dad in the dim light, he said almost to the air, some get claps, others get the roar of machines. I got it. It was his way of saying he noticed me, even if others didn't. But the hush didn't feel good anymore. It weighed heavy like salt on a cut. If Thomas wanted quiet, then I'd pick the other way. I'd pick the spotlight. The moon was up high when I went down to the shore, my feet dipping into cool sand. I wasn't shocked to see Thomas there, drink in hand, staring where the sea ate the sky. He didn't look over when he talked. Thanks, Sarah. I know you were Ghost Flyer. The words struck like a bright flash in the night. Bright, fast, gone. I said softly. I just did what I had to. But you could have mentioned it. Just one time. He let out a breath. I didn't want Alex to feel tiny. Then you made me tinier instead. He didn't fight it. Just nodded, looking at the water. You're right. My group still owes you big, but in the job, we don't say thanks loud. We just keep it in mind. I looked at his side in the moonglow. This guy who'd made his life on hush and orders. He wasn't mean. He was stuck in the thinking of guys his time, where words showed weak spots and saying thanks meant things weren't even. But that system they guarded, so hard was squeezing the life out of us others. Didn't yell. I didn't have to. Keep your hush if it makes you comfy, I said. But next time someone giggles at me, I won't stay hush. Thomas finally turned to me then, his face getting softer. Good, he said. You've earned that. The water came closer, bubbles touching our feet, the moon shining on the waves. In that shiny light, the unsaid stuff became clear. The edge between caring and boasts, sticking together and worry. I headed back to the house. The laughs soft far away, and knew this would be the last summer. My hush didn't guard anyone but me. I wouldn't be hush again. 2 years on. I came home changed. The strength I'd gained up in the sky didn't fit in my family's yard anymore. The smoky scent, the same old tunes, the same talks. Nothing different except me. Alex was by the cooker already showing off. He lifted his drink to the group. Welcome back. Captain Thompson, heard the Sea-Force keeps you tied to talks and notes. The laughs buzzed like noise. I grinned and replied, steady but pointy. Depends on how high up. The sound got thin to quiet. Even the breeze seemed to stop. Thomas glanced up from his spot, pride and caution on his face together. I sat there seeing the same old ways happen. Everyone praised Alex's workout place, his plans for training, his so-called rules. Nobody asked about me. I was still the nice family member who didn't cut in. A fresh voice jumped in. Sergeant Jake Storm, one of Thomas's old team pals. He hit Thomas's arm and chuckled. Remember that flyer who rescued your group off that tough spot? Cap? What was her code name again? The air went still. Thomas paused, making a smile. Ghost flyer. What a flyer. My heart skipped. He'd said it like admitting something. Nobody caught it but me. I looked at him. He looked elsewhere. His hush this time wasn't from being full of himself. It was from feeling bad. Alex chuckled again. Still clueless. At least that flyer's brave. Some just play pretend flights. I put my drink down. Some of us fly where there's no second tries. The words stayed there, sharp and done. I got up before anyone could talk back and went to the shore. Thomas's eyes followed, heavy like the water. The storm wasn't up above. It was at that table, ready. That summer evening had a different warmth. Bright bursts over the water while Alex showed off to a happy bunch, acting tough like a team routine. The noise of it scraped my insides. Inside, my mom mixed a drink and smiled lightly. Thomas's boy is doing great. You flying those machines is sweet too, kid. Just so risky. I grinned. The kind that breaks before your eyes do. Outside, Alex saw me. Hey, Sarah, maybe next year you'll join us for real soldier practice. The laughs blew up again. Even Thomas stayed hush. Then Timmy, Alex's little kid, piped up. Dad, isn't Aunt Sarah in the forces too? The laughs stopped. Alex made a laugh. Well, not that type of forces. I bent down to Timmy's level. Maybe one day you'll get what type really is. He nodded with big eyes. That pure look hit me tougher than any mean word. Later, I found Thomas alone at the kitchen spot, his hand shaking around a half-gone drink. You know this isn't just fun, right? I said. He nodded. I just don't want to make this home a fight zone. Your hush already did. It let Alex think he's unbeatable. He looked at me, the load of years in his eyes. Then he said softly, maybe it's time someone else starts the talk. Outside, more bright bursts split the sky, their fog twisting by the window. In the mirror image, I saw myself, not tiny, not hush, just firm, set. The next time they came at me with laughs, I wouldn't pull back. The next time, I'd let the facts explode. 3 years after that summer, I came home once more. The warm air was full of heat and salt, the scent of grill food mixing with sea breeze. Captain Thomas Thompson's 60th big day turned into a gathering. Old team friends, locals, family, all together like a meetup of heroes. Alex was right in it. Loud and bright, retelling practice tales like battle ones. His buddies laughed too quick, too noisy. When he spotted me, he lifted his drink with that known smile. Sarah's here. Hey, leader, still flying the table, huh? Laughs spread through the yard. I put my glass down slow, met his eyes. Still flying. Alex, just not as low as you guess. The laughs stopped quick. Thomas looked up, mouth tight, eyes slim with something like caution and honor. Alex tried to chuckle it away. Chill. I'm joking. You know I care about you, right? You care about your own sound? I said gentle. A tipsy team guy jumped in. You in the forces too, dear? What's your code name? Alex grinned sneaky. Oh yeah, let's hear it. Maybe paper flaps. I looked at their faces, each waiting for me to go along. I breathed in, ghost flyer. The laughs gone. An old soldier's voice cut the quiet. Wait, you were the flyer in that tough spot. Thomas stood, back straight as orders filled his words again. Alex. Say sorry now. Alex blinked, worried. Dad, it's just fun. Sorry for what? Thomas's voice sliced through the group for teasing the flyer who saved my guys. The color left Alex's face. You mean her? She flew through danger so we could get back, Thomas said, and you giggled at her. You didn't ask, he added, when Alex whispered. I didn't know. I stood still in the quiet after. The air buzzed with facts. Alex finally said, I'm sorry, it's okay, I said, though we both knew it wasn't. Thomas's eyes met mine, full of regret and pride. He reached in his pocket, put a metal disc in my hand, to the one who flew through danger. You earned this long ago. I should have given it then. Bright bursts popped beyond the trees, their sound eaten by quiet. Later, I drove by the shore with windows open. The night smelled of salt and fog. The disc in my hand caught the shine of car lights. I didn't feel mad, only fresh, like something inside finally broke free. Thomas's ride stopped behind me. He walked to the water, arms up. Not the captain now, just a guy. You shouldn't have waited for me to talk, he said. But you did, I replied. He gave me a folded job paper, Mission Ghost. My name was on it, crossed out under thick marks. They hid everything, but we never forgot your code name. He breathed deep, eyes wet. I thought Hush would guard you. I was wrong. It only guarded my pride, and Alex's. I said, yeah, him too. Then he pulled another disc from his pocket. Old and rubbed. This one's from my group. We saved it for the day we could thank you, right? I held both discs in my hand, metal shining yellow in the moon. We're good, Captain. Just don't stay Hush again. He nodded to the waves. No more Hush. When I turned to go, he said softly, Alex is not mad at you. He's mad at himself for not earning what you did. Then maybe it's time he learns how to earn something true. The breeze turned cool and steady. Closed my fingers around both discs. Behind us, the water rolled in and took the night's last noise away. No more Hush. Years after that night by the sea, I stood on the flight strip at the base. Sun shining off lines of awards and shiny bits. I'd been called to get the Seaforce Award for great work in team jobs. New tasks. New airs. This time it wasn't hidden. The big doors were wide. Picture takers set, the music group ready. As I looked at the crowd, I stopped. Thomas was there in his old team outfit, awards dim, back straight. He had never come to anyone's event before for a beat. The air got thick like past times folding back. When the claps died, he walked to me, holding a worn team hat. You make the outfit look better than we ever did, he said. I grinned through the knot in my throat. Don't overdo it, Captain. Then he stood tall and saluted. The crowd went still. A few old team guys followed. Heads down, I saluted back. No words needed. This was the nod that took 10 years to come. After the event, Thomas gave me a dim photo. Him as a young leader next to a flyer whose face was faded by sun. Never got her name. He whispered, Now I know why. That night, my phone lit up, saw the clip. You deserved it. Proud of you. Alex's words shone on the screen. Short, true, enough. The shine on the metal blurred as my eyes got wet. Not with hurt, but calm. 2 ages, 1 salute, finally. No hush left between us. A year later, summer returned gentler. The Thompson yard no longer echoed with big shows or noisy giggles. Only the snap of the old cooker, the swish of leaves, and kids running through the grass. Alex had shifted. He now helped with soldier support, aiding fighters back to normal life. His words had something new. Wait. When I stepped in, the talk stopped. I had on a plain outfit, no awards, no strips, just cloth and duty. Alex got up from his seat, smiling in a way that didn't try to wow anyone. Everyone meet Leader Thompson, the flyer who brought my dad home. Claps spread through the table, warm and true. Thomas stayed hush, his eyes bright as he watched me. My mom leaned near and whispered, Finally. Folks know who you are. That's not why I came, I said. Then Timmy, 6 now, full of spark and wonder, ran to me and stopped, trying to stand tall like soldiers. Dad says, You flew through bad weather to save people. I bent to his level. I just didn't leave them. The words opened something up. Thomas's calm broke, his arm shaking as drops ran down his cheeks. Alex put a shaky hand on my arm. I should have known better, he said. Now you do, I replied and grinned. Not from boasts, but letting go. Later, when the sky turned yellow, Thomas found me by the steps. He held out the old team disc. Its sides smooth from time. This is yours. Always was. I looked at Timmy, his tiny fingers sticky from melted treat, eyes on the shine of that disc. Keep it, I told Thomas. Let him see it every day. Let him know what it means. Thomas nodded, his hand closing around it before putting it soft in the boy's hand. The sun's end hit the metal, and the light jumped up into the trees. For a second, everything, the giggles, the hush, the past felt complete again. Alex watched the light dance over his son's hand, then looked at me. Guess we both found what we wanted. Respect, I asked. Peace, he said. The last light faded, leaving only the evening's warmth and the gentle sounds of family. The quiet that came wasn't blank anymore. It was earned when years had gone since that first summer when giggles hurt more than hush. I went back to the town on break, driving the same shore road with trees and salty air. The old Thompson house still there, its color faded by sun, its steps now a show of good lives. There were pictures of Thomas in outfit, of Alex helping old soldiers, of Timmy smiling next to his dad, and there between them was a small frame, me in my fly suit, sun shining off my headgear, under it, handwritten words, ghost flyer, family of the bold. Inside, Timmy, 18 now, tall, calm, and thoughtful, was cleaning the glass that held the team disc. He turned to me, the light hitting his face. Aunt Sarah, were you scared that night? Yes, I said, but being brave isn't about no fear. It's about flying anyway. He grinned, a blend of wonder and pride. Dad says being bold is in the Thompson blood. No. I told him it runs in Pix. The door squeaked open behind us. Thomas stepped out, slower now, stick in hand, but still with that soft order. His words were rough and warm. You made this family get what duty really is. I chuckled light. Took a few grill parties to do it. He laughed, the sound mixing into the bug hum. Up above, the sky split with the boom of fast planes, trainers cutting through sun in perfect line. The shine off their sides flashed onto the disc in Timmy's hand. And for a beat, The whole steps glowed. I looked at the young guy, then at the man who'd once been my leader, and whispered, "The ones who matter already know. The rest they'll catch up." The planes disappeared into the blue. Thomas leaned back in his seat, eyes half shut. Timmy stood tall, the disc bright in his hand. Honor kept going, not in talks or awards, but in the soft knowing that after all the bad weather, the sky still belonged to those who fly through it.